Hi you guys, this is Jamie from Whatever's Clever Boutique, and today I have a fun little tumbler that's completely inspired by my 8-year-old son Jace. So he got these cute little slippers. I believe they were at Old Navy actually, and ever since he got them, he has kept saying to me, "Mom, please make me a tumbler that matches these." So here we are. I'm going to start with a 16-ounce plump from the Steeled Magnolia that is prepped. And we went on Etsy and he picked out this digital paper that I then printed out on printable vinyl. And there I am just kind of measuring because I'm going to do a split for this tumbler. So half's going to be vinyl, half's going to be glitter. So here I am just measuring how much vinyl I need so that I can cut it out and get it applied to the tumbler. Once I get my vinyl cut to the size that I need, I'm going to take my all-in-one tumbler tool from Cami Page Boutique and just create that straight line there for the seam of my vinyl to line up with so that I get a flawless lay when I go to apply the vinyl. I forgot to mention, I'll link this super cute digital paper down below in the description, so if you like it, you can go snag it. Now we're going to tape off our vinyl so that we can paint our base for the glitter portion. I'm going to use Oxide Yellow from Arteza and Burnt Sienna from Arteza for my acrylic paints that are going to be the graham cracker and chocolate portion of our glitter. We're going to try and create kind of like a s'more effect ombre with the glitter. Now, I didn't get super good coverage for some reason on this tumbler with these paints, so it did take quite a few passes going back and forth with the paints to get the coverage that I felt was somewhat okay to be able to move on to the next step. For the glitters, we're going to use Hayride from Chase Ray. I put it in a little shaker bottle there. French Press from Peachy Olive Glitters, and Flurries from Peachy Olive Glitters. Now, I did make a couple of mistakes with this tumbler, and it did end up taking way longer than it should have. And here's my first mistake. So I, in the back of my head, knew I should have used epoxy for this ombre, but I didn't. I didn't want to work with epoxy that day. I was like, I'm gonna use glitter glue. Well, I did not get the coverage or blending that I would have liked, or was it all acceptable in my opinion, with the glitter glue application. So this step did take quite some time. I did my first layer, was not at all happy with it, and then went back in with another layer of glitter glue and did a second layer of glitter, and it was much better. But it did take quite a while. With an ombre like this where you use multiple colors, I would definitely recommend using the epoxy method to lay your glitter. So I'll just kind of let you watch. Like I said, it did take quite a bit of time, but I figure you may want to see how I troubleshooted. So here is the second coat. my blending wasn't perfect with this ombre, and normally I wouldn't leave it, but I knew that I was putting a large decal over it, so it was acceptable in this case. So you can kind of see how we did the s'more effect. And now I'm gonna seal all of that in with some glitter glue. I'm gonna start with the vinyl, and then that way I just don't cross-contaminate any of that glitter. And then I'm gonna move over to the glitter and seal that. And I kind of start in the middle with the white and then work my way out to not, bring a whole bunch of glitter into that white portion. And then we're gonna go in with 2 coats of epoxy. I'm going to clean my rim a little bit after this step with my 60 grit sanding block, 100 grit sanding block, and my X-Acto knife, just to kind of remove some of that excess glitter, glitter glue, epoxy, all that built up there with the glitter application. I'm also going to go in with that 100 grit sanding block and lightly knock down any of those glitter pieces that may be sticking up after our epoxy, just to be sure it's smooth. Then I'm going to wipe down that tumbler with some 91% alcohol. Okay, so anyone that knows me knows that I strongly dislike excessive vinyl work. Well, my son, we went again through Etsy and searched some s'more SVGs, and he chose this really cute SVG, but there is a lot of vinyl work. So because I love the little guy, we went ahead and did it. I will link the SVG down below from Etsy and just kind of let you watch this whole process. I did break the SVG down a bit and apply it kind of individually just to make it a little easier and to make sure that I got it all lined up nicely. And I would recommend having multiple pieces of transfer tape because, as you can see, I kind of struggled here because it was getting a little less tacky. So when you do extensive vinyl work, I would definitely recommend using multiple pieces of transfer tape. Did print out some of the elements multiple times because I wanted to use different colors for different portions of the cutouts. So as you can see here for like the fire, I used a copper colored vinyl, and then I also used kind of like a gold bronze vinyl as well, and I just cut up the pieces to try and make it have more dimension. And although it was a ton of work, I really do love how it turned out. It is super cute and totally goes with the style of this cup. Now here was mistake number 2. I did not glitter off the bottom when I initially glittered the tumbler. I think I was so focused on the fact that the glitter wasn't panning out the way I had anticipated when I was using the glitter glue initially that I just totally spaced doing the bottom. And once I got the epoxy on the tumbler, I then realized, and now I had to go back and glitter that base. So I just taped off that vinyl side and applied some more glitter glue, and then went back in with that hayride and applied it to the bottom. After I pull up that tape, I'm going to kind of pat down the glitter a little bit to help the epoxy, and then I'm going to go in with a coat of epoxy before we move on to our glitter booty. I have my little acrylic tag from Mizzy Doodles here, and because it's going to go on a lighter base, I'm going to go ahead and take my black acrylic paint pen and color in where that writing, or I guess the engraving is, to make the black kind of pop when you look at the acrylic tag. So I will link some other videos where I have some more extensive description on how to do this glitter booty, but for the outside rim, I'm going to go in with French press and some UV resin, and I will cure that. Then we're going to go in with our flurries and some UV resin and put that in the center there. And once that's cured, we're going to go in with a little dab of UV resin and then lay our acrylic tag down and cure that. You could really see how that black really popped from where we used our paint pen on the acrylic tag. Now we're going to go in with another final layer of UV resin, pop the bubbles with our lighter, and do our final cure. And here's what we got. Now let's move on to our pinstriping. So I just took some regular black pinstriping tape from Amazon, and I'm basically just going to outline the vinyl section in this black tape. Once the black's all laid, I'm going to go in with some gold nail tape and do that over top of the black pinstriping tape to kind of add some dimension. And now I'm going to go in with my final 2 coats of epoxy. And again, this probably could have been finished quite a few days earlier, but because of my 2 mistakes, it kind of just really extended the process. But I'm so frustrated. I got this topper when I was at TumblerCon this last summer, and I cannot for the life of me remember where I got it from. I searched all of my business cards that I got from there. I searched Etsy, and I just couldn't find the person. So I'm so sad I can't give them credit. But it was perfect for this tumbler. And in the future, we'll try and do some topper videos because I have so many little things to make toppers with, and I absolutely love making them. So here is our adorable tumbler. He absolutely loves it. It goes perfectly with his slippers. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to ask in the comments below. Feel free to like, subscribe, and hit that bell button if you want to be notified of future tutorials. I have a new maker support group on Facebook for creators to come and bounce ideas off of one another. Starting in the new year, we plan to do some live videos where we can just kind of get together and interact and have fun in a positive atmosphere. So if that's something you're interested in, I'll go ahead and link it in the description below, as well as my website and all of my social media links. And I can't wait to see what 2023 brings us all. Have a fabulous rest of your day today.